Now this is really interesting. It says Carl.
What in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, it's Jason with Denwerks. Got something really cool today. It's a 1966 Buick GS built off the Skylark line. This is a convertible, and it is a true Gran sport. You know, you'll see these cars very often at all. It's originally a 401 car in just really nice condition overall. So we're going to do a little walk around here. We're going to put it up on my lift, take a look at the interior, underneath the hood and stuff. So the engine that's in it now is a 66 425. You know, I just said a minute ago it had a 401 originally, and I believe that it was a 4-speed car. We'll show you different things that will show you that. There's actually no, it's hard to get documentation on these cars exactly what they came with, but we do know it is 100% a Gran Sport, and the base model was a 401 and definitely was a 4-speed when I look at the car in general. So anyways, we'll just start here to the front to the back. I just wanted to show you the lights working first. Got lights, we got turn signals, and bright lights, and then turn the marker lights on real fast. You can see the marker lights work. This is a original blue plate car, you know, original plates from 1966 on the car. The car's always been an Oregon car as far as I know, especially with the plates and stuff like that. The last owner that had the car, her husband had passed away, and he was definitely a Buick guy. I think they had it for, I don't know, around 10 years. And the previous guy before that, I actually knew him. He worked at the Buick dealership here in town with some other friends of mine. Obviously he's retired, but many years ago. But he owned the car for a super long time, and we got a registration to the previous owner before that from 1978. So that guy might have been the original owner. I don't know. It could be a 3-owner car. It might be 4. So nice little history in general, just especially since I knew one of the past owners of the car. The VIN number denotes the GS, which makes it easy. It's 46. So if you know these cars, 46 has to be there, and is definitely a convertible. So you can see here it's got the T3 original headlights and high beams in it, which is really cool. The car was originally kind of a beige color. It's called I think shell beige with a red interior. Still has a red interior, but it's obviously been painted red. So if you look down the side, it actually looks pretty good. Pretty nice and straight overall. I don't see any dings or anything like that. You will see a little bit of orange peel down lower and stuff on the car. You'll see a few little flaws and different things. You'll see little chips and general things. But overall, pretty nice driver is what I would call it. But you're definitely going to take it to car shows, and you're for sure going to park it away from other cars. If we look at the bumper, it actually looks pretty nice. You know, you're gonna see some little crazing and stuff around the headlights on the grill here, original emblem, but overall looks actually in pretty good shape. No rust underneath the hood or in these sections here. You'll see a little tiny little run right there in the paint. That would be actually easy to get rid of. I was just looking over here on this side. Up underneath here looks clean. One of the reasons I'm pointing that out, if you don't know a lot about paint in general, but there's areas that debris can get trapped, and a lot of cars will rust out along the hood. Original scoops for the GS. I always thought these cars were really nice looking and look great. The tires, These are original Buick wheels, and tire size on here is a 215/75/15, so it's not a 14-inch wheel, but these look great on it. The tires are older but have really nice tread on them, so I'd probably run these for a while. If you were going to take it for a big long trip or something like that, you might want to switch them out, but I don't see any cracking or anything around the wheels. Here's the date code, 028. These might be from 1998 actually, but they look pretty good. We'll put it up on my lift. You'll see the rockers look really nice. You know, if I point out, you'll see little tiny chips, little things. If I point out like that, that's what I'm showing you. There's a little hairline, little kind of scratch there. You know, so if you just see me point, I can't point out every little thing here, but there'll be a couple little, there's some bigger chips right there that haven't been touched up. This is a metal door edge guard, so that was probably from new. You know, nowadays they make them all out of plastic. You know, there's a little scratch right there. Around the wheel lips look really, really nice. You know, there's no rust or anything around there. And back behind the fender or the quarter panel here looks good. Overall, it looks really nice on this car. A lot of nice trim. Just a good looking car. I'll take a look at the top real fast. We'll put it down when I show you the interior, but top looks really nice overall. You know, sometimes they'll get real bubbly in here, and this actually looks good. So I don't see any concerns about it in general. I see a couple little wear spots right here, you know, from when it was shut. They're not really holes. You can just see kind of little indentions there. Windows all look good. So we'll show you those all working here in a few minutes. Original mirror, you can see a little haziness on it from the age. So we'll go ahead and flip it around so you can see the other side. Hey, here we are. I just wanted to flip it around so you can see it in the sun a little bit better. You know, beautiful car. Runs really good. Sounds good. Go ahead and rev it up just a little bit there, Keegan. You know, sounds great. Doesn't blow any smoke. You can see a little condensation there in general, but we'll go ahead and show you the lights real fast. See, tail lights are on now, brake lights, blinkers, and the reverse lights don't work, so I'm not going to show you those. But if you look up underneath here, actually the license plate light is working, so everything's working real good in general. So we'll just do a little walk around here, and you can go ahead and shut it off. And back here they painted it black across the back. That's just the way the GS's were, and you'll see a little paint that had chipped off and a little touch up right there. I would say the paint, you see a little chip. I would say the paint is probably, I would guess it's probably 20 years old, so it definitely has some age to it for sure, but overall it looks great. Super nice car in general. If you look down the side, looks great. You can see the fender it needs to be adjusted. You can see it's out just a tiny bit. Not much. You can see that. We'll go ahead and look around the wheel lips. Again, they look really good. No rust. Here's a couple bigger chips there. This is good also in the auction, not just to look at photos, but the video is actually more helpful to me in general, especially just a good walk around. So I try my best to so you know what you're buying in general. We've sold 165 cars on Bring a Trailer now. This is number 168, and most of our cars are no reserve. So the 3 that didn't sell had reserves, but we did make a deal on one of them. So you know for sure this thing is going to sell. If you want to check us out on our website, you can. as well. It's denwerks.com, DENWERKS. You can see some longer little scratches and chips there. And you can check us out on Instagram and stuff. Just type in Denwerks or on Facebook. So if you look here at the bottom of the fender, you can see here a little tiny indention. I think the door came open a little bit and rubbed a little bit right there. A couple little chips. You look at the bottom of the door, everything looks good. A couple little touch-ups there, but overall looks really good. You know, the wheels actually look in really nice condition. It's got a remote mirror on this side. Go ahead and flip that. You can see the remote mirrors working as well. So that was one of the options on the car. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some more stuff. Hey, so we're going to start off and talk about the interior real fast, but I wanted to go ahead and take the top down. So I just wanted to show you how that worked. You pull this lever, which pulls that hook. So there's one on each side, and then there's a little toggle switch down here on the bottom. So I think you, there we go, wrong way. So I'm going to have Keegan finish pulling this here for us, and I'll stand out here so you can see the top going down. You know, it folds real nice. Just make sure this is all tucked in. And we do have a boot for it, so I'm not going to put it on right now. But the top does work up and down and is in good shape as I showed you before. So we'll just go ahead and show you the interior real fast. You can see actually the doors actually shut real nice. Interior looks great. This is the factory color in it, because it was kind of an eggshell type color with a red interior. It was probably pretty good looking actually, but I don't mind the red as well. But you can see it's got console bucket seats, part of the GS package. Again, like I was mentioning before, that car was a manual car. You can see right here on the dash is definitely cracked right there. Across the front of the dash, instrumentation looks good. Steering wheel looks really good. It's kind of a rally steering wheel. Some of these would have had a tack up there. So this is an automatic in it now. So look at the back of the seats. They're in really good condition. The carpet is original and it is old, so you'll see some discoloration for sure in some of it. So I would say you could probably replace the carpet down the road, but I mean, it doesn't look horrible. I mean, it's not a bunch of holes or anything in it. Up across here looks good. Sun visors all look good. Door panels are in actually really good shape. In general, you see the little cut right there, and some of the chrome is coming off the plastic. In general, odometer reads 62 to 68. The clock doesn't work. We'll show you some of the other stuff. We'll take it for a drive here in a minute. Look inside the jam. Again, it looks good. You can see the original little spot welds, little chipping and stuff in general. Original VIN number there you can see. And you can see that 46 in there. It's 4 for a GM product or Buick, 46 for a GS, 67 for a convertible, and 6 for 1966, and Z built in California. Forgot what city it is. And the rest there is the unit number. But you can see inside the jam hasn't been hit or anything like that. Look at the end of the door. You know, we have pictures underneath here for you. Felts all look pretty good in general. If you look up underneath here, now this is where we're talking about a manual transmission. This car was for sure had a manual in it, because if you look up here, you can see another little section, hopefully you can see that, where there was another pedal on this at one time, and they replaced this pedal here, but there was definitely another pedal on the car in general, you know. So and then when I show you underneath the hood, there is that grommet where the clutch pedal came through the rod, and there's another section that was welded onto the frame from the factory. So we'll go ahead and show you the other side real fast. I won't spend as much time on this side. You know, 'cause we're basically looking at the same thing, but again, the seats look really nice. A little wear right there on the edge. Look inside the jam. Again, you can see a little tiny overspray right there. But overall, looks nice. You know, for a convertible, I mean, this car is in really good shape. When I put it on my lift, you'll be pretty impressed with the floors, all the body mounts and everything look really good. You'll notice here that the interior lights, courtesy lights, are working as well. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff here. Hey, I'm gonna go show you the trunk here real fast. I grabbed the right key. I got a million keys, but inside the trunk actually looks really good. You know, overall, I'm not going to dismantle it in here right now because the floor mat in it is original, and it's getting a little fragile. A couple little cuts right here, so I don't want to take it out too many times. You're going to see pictures of it obviously in the auction. You can see a spare tire, original jack. One of the most important things we're looking inside here, no damage inside here. The quarter panels look really good. You know, we'll look here on this other side real fast. You know, tail light panel all the way across looks nice in general. The other thing we're looking at here is underneath the trunk lid. You know, again, just like I was showing you on the hood, no rust underneath there. It actually looks in nice shape. We'll just look around the gutter real fast. You know, everything looks definitely in order, and no signs of rust or accidents. You can see original spot welds across there and on this side. So hopefully that gives you a good look at the trunk in general, and check out the photos for more close-ups. We're going to take a look underneath the hood real fast. There's a little latch right there. I'll have him help me. Easy enough. You know, this engine in here is a 1966 425. The original motor, base motor for these cars were actually a 401. So this is a non-numbers matching car. But one of the ways you can tell what this is, there's a stamp here that says, and you'll see it in the auction, it says MW. MW is for a 66 425 cubic inch engine, and I think that they put those in the Rivieras and stuff, so I don't know if the Skylark actually got it, but definitely more horsepower and a cool engine. You can see it says stage 1 on the air cleaner. I think that this air cleaner might be from 68, 69, because I don't think stage 1, that terminology started until around that time, but I'm not complaining. It's cool valve or air cleaner. If you look at the valve covers, these are factory aluminum valve covers, thinned aluminum with Buick in the side. And it's kind of funny because the second guy that I was telling you that that I know that worked at the Buick dealership, him and his friend built a lot of hot rods, you know, a lot of Fords and different stuff, but they always put Buick motors in it, and always put those valve covers. And it's kind of funny, I was talking to my friend about the car one day, and I said something about, you know, did this guy named Bob used to own this thing? And because he put these valve covers on all the time. He goes, as a matter of fact, he did. So pretty cool valve covers. And if you know those valve covers, they're pretty spendy overall. You can see the original tag right there. And you can also see right down there, there's a little round tube there that was for the clutch pedal assembly in it. And then also there's a little hole cut out down there for the shift rod that came through there. But that rod down there is really important to know that the car was a manual for sure. You can see it's got power brakes, power steering. We rebuilt the power steering box. You can see this little tape, you know, kind of cloth stuff here on this bottom hose. First I thought there was a hole there or something like that, but it's got an electric fan, you can see here. And that fan doesn't really turn on until you switch this. It needs a new switch, but you don't really need it in general. But the reason that cloth is there, there's a unit that is next to the hose which activates this. So that hose is only insulating that there in general. So we'll go ahead and start it up here in a second. I just wanted to show you that the firewall, everything looks clean, and there are no signs of any accidents or anything like that. You can tell that Keegan's got the key on right now. I don't know if you can hear that. There's a little clicking. It does have a power, a electric fuel pump in it, but it's still running the other one as well. So go ahead and fire it up. It actually sounds really nice. You can see it's got a new alternator on it. New temp sending unit. I can hear one little tiny exhaust leak going on over here, but overall sounds nice. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. Torquey little motor, so sounds good. So we'll take it out for a little spin here in a little bit. Hey, thanks for cruising around with us in the little GS. We're just out here cruising around. Just want to drive and show you some stuff in general, just show you how it behaves out on the road in general. A couple things I'll show you. Horn works. You heard the radio. It works. But when you move the thing, you can kind of hear it crackling and stuff, but it will come in station and stuff for you. Here's the fan. Hopefully you can hear that. Defrost, hot, that all works. I'm just going to show you real fast in the dash. You can see the lights are working for the blinkers. And hopefully you can see that bright light. Speedometer's working, odometer's working, the fuel gauge works, clock isn't working. And that back to Keegan there. This accessory light, or accessory knob, was for the top. So that's where they put that toggle switch underneath here. The lighter isn't working, so if you plan on smoking, you can forget it. Probably not that hard to fix. Just show you the wipers real fast. So it actually drives pretty nice. It's nice and smooth and just cruises right along. I'll put my brakes on here in a minute and see how it does. Got my hand off the wheel. Actually stops pretty nice. Not a lot of shake in the steering wheel or anything. So anyways, we'll cruise it around and show you some more stuff. Kickdown work too. take a look at the GS underneath. You're going to see all the photos still in the auction, but I'd like to do a video underneath. It gives me a chance to poke at different things and take a look at other things that you wouldn't notice maybe in a photo in general. Just gives us a better view. So this is actually the second thing I look at when I go look at a car in person. You know, everything can look great on the outside, but next thing I do is hop underneath and take a look at structure and, you know, rust, repairs, and, you know, things like that. So we'll just walk around here real fast. And Stanley didn't show up today, but you can see my cat Betsy. She's going to be helping us. So we'll just start here to the front to the back. We did rebuild the steering box. You can see here. So that was completely rebuilt with seals and everything like that. We did put brake shoes all the way around. Cylinders all look really, really good. You know, overall, actually really clean underneath here for a convertible. In general, the frame looks really good. You know, up here in the wheel wells look really nice. In general, you can see the radiator support looks great. You know, everything looks pretty clean. In general, the engine, you know, could be cleaned a little bit better. We think that there may be, sometimes this will drip just a little bit, so it could be a gasket for the oil pan. You can see a little seeping around it. We don't know if it's a rear main, but there will be a couple little drips occasionally on the floor. But just looking at the oil pan gasket, that's what it probably is. I'm not 100% on that. We did change the oil and everything in it. Transmission fluid, we didn't service it or anything like that, but it actually looks pretty clean. If you look here at the floors, especially for not just a Buick, but any convertible, really, really nice. You know, it's not rusty. The body mounts look really good. You can see here a body mount on that side. You can see here, you know, there's no rust around the mount itself. That's one of the things about doing a video that is actually really helpful. You just can't get some pictures here. If you look up inside the rocker, again, really, really, really clean. Hopefully you can see up inside there. That's just an area that we would never be able to get a photo. So you look at the rest of the floor here. Looks really nice. We'll look up inside this rocker here, and hopefully you can see that that's very, very clean. We're not looking just right here. We're looking up inside there, so hopefully that gives you a good look overall. Right here is a noted area too, where you'll get some rust, and it's nice and clean. You know, right here you can see on the transmission, hopefully you can see up in there, there's the original hole for a manual transmission. You can see that, and hopefully you can see that where the shifter comes down, they actually cut it out over just a little bit to put a manual in there. So this did have a 4-speed in it originally, I believe. And you can see, I don't know what this hole is here, you know, is that the way when we got it. I don't know if someone put a different, you know, that is a factory cutout. You can see that for the transmission, but I don't know if someone put a different shifter of some sort or anything like that, so they had to have some clearance. I'm not 100% for sure because it's back here a little bit. And, you know, the other thing that could have happened, maybe a U-joint went bad and, you know, ripped a little bit of the floor. You know, it's just something I don't know, you know, just a guess, and they just put a little patch on it. If you look back here, mufflers look, they're older, but they look good. You know, definitely a true dual exhaust all the way back. You know, U-joints all look good. If you see dates on our cars, like 719, that doesn't mean that the rear end or anything was replaced. It just means that we check the gear oil, put new gear oil in usually. So back here you'll see that it has air shocks. They're not running any air in them right now, actually. You can see the back of the cylinders. Here there's no leaking or anything like that, but we did check all the boots and everything. It looks good. Again, there's no rust up here in the floor. Actually really clean up above. You know, pretty clean car in general. Look here at the trunk drop-offs. I'll try to get a light there so you can see that a little better. There you go. You know, trunk drop-offs look really good, and back up in here. Very nice. You know, I haven't seen any accidents on the car in general. You know, no hits or anything like that. You know, original drain. You can see this body mount. Looks good. I'll show you that one real fast too on this side. So everything looks nice and clean on this car, especially a convertible, like I said. So, you know, this is a no reserve auction. You know, so top bid is going to get it. It's going to find a new home, and just a nice old car in general. Just take one little quick look here at the bottom of the. You can see all the original little spot welds and everything. We'll take a look at the rockers on the outside. So, like I said, someone's going to get a nice little car here, and you know, these are pretty rare. You don't see these very often. You know, so nice car. If you got any questions or anything like that, give us a jingle. You can make comments on the auction. We would be glad to help. So, thanks for viewing.